What's up, everybody? Long time no see. It's your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. I done took my pain medicine and I am about to do this show for about a good solid 30 minutes till my jaw starts hurting again. And I just had to go pour Ayesha curry. Now, y'all know how I'm going to do this show. Y'all already know I'm going to cut up. Y'all already know. So brace yourself. Now, I'm just going to say this, and I mean it in all sincerity. Please drop your city and state in the comments for me. Please do, right? Because here's the problem. If you saw my Instagram, you know what I'm going to say, okay? This woman had a moment on TV, okay? And you got people on the internet having 5-hour hangouts talking about Ayesha Curry. 5 hours. You got grown men out here talking about Ayesha Curry. They know Ayesha Curry more than they know what their daughter's doing today. They know more about Ayesha Curry than where their children got off at the bus stop. Right? Now, I done told y'all my thoughts on this. I said this woman is just somebody's mom who's busy and feeling a little invisible. That was it. But y'all out here doing dissertations on this woman's life. To the point that I busted out laughing last night and today listening to somebody doing 5-hour hangouts about this woman. Now, there's a saying, and it's a perfect one, okay? It's a perfect one. Now, I don't know how long this pill gonna work for my job, but as long as it'll work, I'll be here, all right? But I'm gonna probably log off early. But don't focus so long on somebody else's plate that your food gets cold. And I'm gonna say it again. Don't focus on somebody else's plate so long your food gets cold. You ever heard sweep around your own front porch? Now, there's been some comments where some people said, well, some of y'all ain't married, so y'all can't speak on this. Now, I actually take some of that with a grain of salt. We have a lot of men getting mad that people are telling them, well, you're a grown man, but you're not married, so you can't speak on this. And they mad. They big mad. Now, as a woman, I've lived this many years. I am not married. I don't have children. So there's been many a times where someone says, well, honey, you don't have children. You don't understand. Now, to some degree, I understand why some of these men folk are mad. They think, hey, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 35. I understand. Not always. Some things you don't. Now, I will say, it don't take rocket science to raise children. It don't take rocket science to raise puppies and children and grandparents and take care of people. And the problem, unfortunately, is there's some truth in that. If you're not wearing them shoes, you really can't speak on other people's lives. Now, this is part of the reason, too, why a lot of people don't want to be famous and don't want to be on TV. I know several people who are millionaires who've been offered HGTV stuff, who've been offered to be on TV shows, and they don't want it. And you know why? Because of this shit right here. Where you say something and it's completely flipped upside down. People out here about it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Dame Dash said if you see men talking about gossip for hours, that they're a chatty patty. I'm pretty sure that's what Dame Dash said. He called it chatty patty. Now, we can call it barbershop talk, but I like the word chatty patty. That's pretty funny. You cannot be this consumed with a young woman's conversation. You cannot. Y'all don't have enough going on. There just ain't no way. Y'all don't have enough going on in your life. And I said, I feel sorry for her. Because last time I checked, I don't know if y'all remember Blake Griffin. Does anybody in here know who I'm talking about, Blake Griffin? Blake Griffin is a redhead black guy. Okay, he plays for the Detroit Pistons right now. Now, Blake Griffin's baby mama, that's right, I'm going to use the word baby mama. She don't get the word wife or nothing like that. His baby mama is white. Now, he didn't marry her. He stayed with her at her house. He had 2 more kids with her. But the man she was with before was a football player, a white football player. And she has a kid by him. Now, this woman's making about $3 million a month in child support. And she said something silly one time, and it went away. But here is poor Ayesha Curry out here selling pots and pans and cookbooks and raising children and having multiple businesses. And she said something silly, and y'all are out here living y'all best lives doing 4-hour hangouts on Ayesha Curry. Now, what cracks me up about this is several people I know that be doing these shows, they got girlfriends and they got wives. And some of them are dating baby mamas. Some of them are dating single moms right now. But telling you on the internet, don't you date single moms. Don't you get with these women. Don't you live with these women. Knowing darn well they live with women right now. And if some of the internet wanted to tell it on them, they would be exposed. But I'm better than that. I won't do that. But here's the thing. Everything can't be solved with money. It's just the facts, right? Now, 80% of most people's problems can't be solved with money. Let's not get twisted. Rent, clothes, most things can be solved with some money, all right? Let's not lie. Some trips, some food, But everything can't be solved with money, and everybody's answer is, well, they're rich. Who cares? They're rich. You should be happy. They're rich. Honey, that... when you say that, and a lot of these men say, oh, I don't care if a woman has money. I don't care if she's gone to college. I don't care about any of that. But that's a lie. I've seen people jump up here and get with some of these ladies and live with some of these women with these nice houses. Why? Because she got money. Because they were for sale. Okay? Now, I'm not calling anybody, a man or a woman, a prostitute. But there are some people that are living with people right now that they want to get a divorce from, but they won't, because guess what? That wife got a real nice job and they make good money and they live real nice. And if he divorced her, he won't live as well. Trust me, I've seen it with my own eyes. So when people sit here and pretend like, oh, women's money don't matter and money don't matter, it do. There's some people out here living a weird ass life because the lady they got or the man they got some money. So money don't solve everything. Now that you know that, you got to be working on yourself. You got to be building something. Life ain't always going to be a bag of fun, right? And unfortunately, what we're raising is a generation of people who are saying, I refuse. I refuse to live life. I refuse. Now, what do I mean by this? There's a thing, if you guys saw me on Instagram, I was posting about Bryn Brown. It's called The Courage. She said, listen, I don't take advice from people in the cheap seats. Now, this is what a lot of men got upset because they were saying, well, sir, you're not married. You can't speak on it. A lot of men that ain't married got mad about that. Like, how dare you say I can't speak on something because I'm not married. I'm a grown man. True, you a grown man, but here's what they're trying to say to you. You're in the cheap seats. You ain't got no wife. You ain't got no kids. So you can't give advice from a position you don't live in. Same thing to some of these women. You're not married. You don't have kids. You can't give advice from the cheap seats. Okay? Now, when I talk on here on this channel and I say somebody, tell me what I should do with my business and how I should run my business, I go, again, there you go, trying to give advice from the cheap seats. You're not running a business. You're not running money. You ain't got no kind of systems. Your stuff ain't in order. You can't tell nobody nothing. Now, could you be right? Could some of you be on the moral high ground on some of these conversations about Miss Curry? Sure. You could be absolutely right. But guess what? People don't respect it if you ain't got no leg to stand on. They don't. And what do I mean a leg to stand on? A leg to stand on the conversation would be somebody married, somebody with kids, somebody who's wealthy. And not a lot of people is that. So you can't really comment on it. You can only give your opinions. You're not in the real lane. You're not in that lane to even talk about it. Now, something Miss April said, she's on YouTube, you can find her. She got a good point. She said that, honestly, who's the person that should be speaking to Ayesha Curry right now? It's Steph Curry's mom. Why? Because she's been married for all these years to a basketball father who is now, it's a generational thing and it's a levels things to it. There's a reason I tell y'all to go to conferences. There's a reason I tell y'all to go to events and go meet other people that are doing what you want to do. Because if not, you listening to people who don't have no life experience. You got a lot of people out here talking about, yeah, I got money. Then you actually say, okay, well, what's up? Oh man, I really only make $60K a year. I don't even own my own house. I live in my grandma's house and I rent this car. There's a lot of fronting that's happening out here on these internet streets. So you guys have noticed, if you haven't noticed this past year on the channel, I've been very proactive in telling people you need to meet people. I'm not even going to go through that because, again, it's like it's a worthless conversation to me, honestly. What I'm trying to say is you need to meet people in person. What does meet people in person mean? Meet people in person because y'all are getting so deep into these internet streets that it's unreal. It's like, it's getting unreal. But it plays into the bigger point of what I was saying is YouTube is starting to be what TV used to be and radio used to be in the 1950s and 60s. Now, what do I mean? 1960s, there were so many little tiny radio stations and little record labels and little companies everywhere. Like, there were so many little companies that got bought up by the big guys later on. The same thing happened in TV and radio. You have a lot of radio stations. Like, I think you had 120 black radio stations go under in the 90s or something to that effect, when Bill Clinton passed the law. Now, I feel like YouTube and all the podcast world is going back to that. It's going back to having that kind of small town radio feel, small town, talk show feel, small radio station feel, small TV show kind of thing, which is good. But see, what you used to do is you used to be able to see people in person. You used to have some connection to the real world, and a lot of y'all's is you getting a little y'all getting a little out of touch with reality, okay? And that's the nice way to say it. What I'm saying is, some of you are saying things that are so outrageous that I'm concerned if you need mental health care or you're saying them for attention just to get people's attention on YouTube. For real. What needs to happen and what I think would be best is a lot of, like, you guys saw what happened with Farrakhan, you saw what happened with Brother Ben X. They got removed here off YouTube. There's a couple other people that are getting removed off YouTube. And what I see happening, and I've talked about this for a while now, is a lot of these people that just had these 5-hour and 4-hour and 3-hour hangouts about Ayesha Curry, they're not going to be here next year. They're going to be removed. Just because I see where the trend is going for removing channels, and it's actually quite sucky. And so I've been talking nonstop about, you guys need to have email lists. You need to have meetup groups. You guys need to be meeting off the internet because, you're not guaranteed these platforms. You really aren't. These platforms can do whatever they want whenever they want. And so what's funny is I was talking to somebody about having a blog, and the guy was like, oh man, I ain't doing no damn blog. Blogs are old. And I started laughing because I was like, I know a guy right now making $10K a month off his blog. And he ain't a big dude. Now, what happens when you talk about blogs are dead? When you go Google something on Google, what do you pull up? You pull up articles. Yeah, I'm going to prove my point. I'm going to show Ericka. I'm going to prove this point. And 9 times out of 10, when you pull up an article, where does it come from? A blog. And where does the stat, wherever the blog used, they quoted it, of course. But that's where you're pulling it up from. A blog. And a lot of these, I'll give a prime example, boldanddeterminedblog.com. He was saying he had been putting out ebooks. And for a while, he was like, yeah, I'm cool with just putting out ebooks. And then he thought about it. He said, well, what if they take me off the internet? I should have paperback books. So, of course, he put some books out on Kindle and he put some books out on Amazon. And this is part of the reason I started doing that. Because I said, they could take your stuff away tomorrow. They can take all your stuff away tomorrow. And you won't have any outlet. Now, do I feel like, these 5-hour hangouts by Ayesha Curry are inappropriate? For sure, I think they're very inappropriate. But I think if that's what that community wants to talk about, if their audience is there for the fuckery, that's what it is, silly shit, then let them be there for it. Like, cool, like, be there for it, but make sure you have a way to control this later. Because a lot of people, what I see gonna happen is they're gonna be crying about, they took my platform away, they took my channel away, they took this away. And it's like, but you don't own it. You don't have no website, you don't have no email list, you ain't got no books, you ain't got no merch. Like the reason Rush Limbaugh is so wealthy, but Rush Limbaugh can't, like, again, this is a prime example. Somebody was saying, I think it was BGS Igmore or Glendon Cameron, somebody was saying it about, think about that. Rush Limbaugh is the king of, like, talking trash. Him and Howard Stern, if you're really honest. talking trash, talking wild, talking dirty, you know, saying whatever they want. But guess what? They can't buy companies like they want. Like literally, you know, Rush Limbaugh tried to buy a football team, and they were like, "Hell no, we don't care if you're a billionaire. You're not. We don't want your money. Your money's shit. You don't have class and you don't have connections." And I'm going to do an interview with a couple different groups later tonight. I have to take another pain pill for my mouth. And the thing the guy was saying, well, why do you think most businesses fail? Why do you think these people out here failing? And I said, because lack of connections, lack of funding, and lack of systems. It's just you gotta have some kind of system to this thing. So my hat's off to O'Shea always, because he has the manosphere, he has, you know, the blogging, the articles, he's building something offline. Again, I'm telling y'all, there's a reason I'm doing all these conferences, and there's a reason I'm meeting so many of y'all offline. That's why I'm doing these meetup groups. You know, they're putting a lot of people offline. They're putting a lot of people in a lot of, you know, really popular channels offline. And, you know, I'm laughing because some of them are like, oh, they're putting us offline. But I'm like, you got 3 million subscribers, and you can't get at least 10% of them to get on your blog or get on your email list so you can email them like when your show comes out on Venmo. Come on now. That means they're not really they're doing this for the fame. Like, are you doing this for fame, or are you doing this for the money? Because some people are saying, well, I'm doing this to help young black men feel like they have a voice. Okay, cool. I'm all about that. But are you putting books out for them? Are you putting products and services that can help them grow? Or are you just out here having barbershop talk? Because that's about to come to an end. YouTube's making sure that they gonna get some of y'all they don't want off this platform. It's gonna be like Disneyland, as Glendon Cameron says on here. It really will be. And just look at the testament of the algorithm. The computer, even though they say they're not punishing you, in 1 month I got 14,000 subscribers, and 3 of my videos got 100,000 views. So what does that say? That says they have the power to do what? Unleash your video. Unleash your video so that millions can see your video. Right? So what do you think they're doing right now? They're quickly and quietly shadow banning some of y'all. Y'all don't realize that's what they're doing, but that's what they're doing. There's no reason why some of y'all have almost 100,000 subscribers and you only got 1,000 views. Trust. They've been quietly shadow banning y'all for a while now. And you can see it. You want to take a ride with me real quick? We're going to go inside real quick. Hold on now. Let's take a walk. Running errands, doing a show. So, the reason I started saying all this is so many people have been reaching out to me that I've been absolutely surprised by, who are like, hey, Ericka, we need to set up a website immediately. We need to set up a website immediately. We need to set up a blog. We need to set up books. We need to set up merch. And they should have been doing this years ago. Years ago. But the reason they weren't is because they were just out here being silly. And trust me, YouTube is petty. Very, very petty. So, my point in all this is, Ayesha, what she said, was it silly? For sure. Should have been conversation between grown women who take her, they would take her, you know, to the side and have grown women conversations with her. For sure. They should have been like, hey girl, hush your mouth. Which they were. If you go look at the footage, they were. Several times they were trying to rein her in to be like, be quiet, girl. But that's what I'm trying to do for y'all right now. Y'all out here on YouTube acting silly, and trying to rein y'all in, help y'all out, but y'all not listening to me. You think, oh, Ericka, whatever. You know, you just a woman talking. And I'm like, okay. We're gonna see here in a short time period what happens on YouTube. So let me see what y'all saying before I get riding again. What's up, GG Brown? Yeah, we got the Invest shirt on. Y'all, I'm so damn tired of soup right now. Don't even make no sense. Texas, Rockwall, Texas, Dallas, Texas. For my Texas folks, I promise I'm going to do some Dallas, Houston, and Austin type events. I'm going to get them, I don't know when, but we're going to get them because some of y'all have been very, very nice. Y'all sent me some cards over here after my surgery, and I appreciate it. To the office. Thank you. Gigi Brown, they don't have a life, they need some business. Listen, I'm telling y'all, listen. I promise you, like, I see what's happening. There's 113 of y'all here. I have 30,000 subscribers. Every day people say, I haven't got a notification from you in 2-3 years. I know what's happening. Okay, there's a reason I'm going to VidCon this year. There's a reason I'm going to these events they put on and they sponsor, because they're controlling the flow of the data. Even though they claim it's the computer, and it's totally not them, it's the computer doing it. They're not doing it. Now listen to what I said. Ayesha Curry went on the Red Talk table. Who does Red Talk table? Jada Pinkett Smith. Who did Facebook and YouTube just get on there? Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. You think Jada Pinkett Smith wants to be on a Facebook show, or she wants to be on a TV show? Come on, do the math. She's on a Facebook show because they're paying her. She's giving them really good content. Again, Facebook and YouTube are in a battle. They're in a battle right now. There's a reason Jada Pinkett Smith has Red Talk Table on Facebook and has a Facebook show. Same reason you have, what's the family? The weird family? The Ball family? BBB? They got a Facebook show. They get paid solid meal from that Facebook show. There's also 2 or 3 other Facebook shows out right now where they're like hunting. It's like some white girl that's real popular. She's hunting. Eva Shockley, I think that's her name. Facebook and YouTube are battling. And YouTube's got way more power and way pull. But you see how popular this is. Right? Now, I just want you to think about it. It became viral on Facebook. Then we're bringing it up on YouTube. It's just them showing who's walking which dog. Right? So while this is all going on, you got stuff in Gaza going on. You got the Met Gala going on. You got shootings happening in Colorado. You got stuff happening in Houston. But we're talking about Ayesha Curry in the black community. You just had Kim Kardashian with the black lawyer, I'm sorry I don't know her name, released 17 people in 90 days from jail. Just going around releasing people from jail. But we talk about Ayesha Curry. Now, at any given time, there's a great video. If I could pull it up, I would. It's a pastor. He's a young pastor, and he says, listen, your job as a man is not always to fix something, but to give guidance, right? Guidance and encouragement with sensitivity and tact is the word he used. As a woman, you may be right, but your role as a woman is to be right with respect and submission. Or there's another word, but I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess up the quote. I'll find it. I'll share it. But what he's saying is, sometimes we can be right. What we're saying is right. We have to say it in a particular way. And there's a lot of folk on YouTube. What they're saying may be morally right. They may be morally right about single moms. They may be morally right about some of these young ladies' behavior. They may be morally right, but the way they're saying it, they lose the high ground and they lose people. And there's no point if you lose people as you try to say something. What's up, Virginia Beach? Chatty Patty. I mean, listen, Justin. You know what I've learned. If you really think about it, I make jokes here, and I'm gonna be careful. I make jokes of these people having 5 and 7 hour Google Hangouts, but honestly, there's radio shows that go on all day. If you think about ESPN Sports and Talk Radio and Longhorn Radio, it goes on all day. It just has different hosts. So, but for me, what I'm saying, if you're going to do that though, if you're going to do a 7-hour show, you should get on the radio. Or you should at least have your back office set up so that you have a website, you have services, you have products, you actually can have a financial future, not be angry because you don't have a financial future because the way you're doing your business. Yeah, I'm coming to Chicago. I have 2 business meetings I have there, and I have to look at some real estate, and then I will try to figure out the situation. What's up, Sacramento, California? California, I'm doing Oakland, and Oakland is 5 hours away from Los Angeles. So we're trying to get Todd Milley to put the meet up on a day that's reasonable, so I can get up back to Oakland and then do one in Oakland. Oh yeah, YouTube is doing that. I'm not in Cali. I'm in Austin, Texas. You just started a channel. So listen, I put together a course. It's called the 6-Figure YouTube course, and I'm telling you, what's funny is I have like 5 white people testing my course right now, and y'all don't be commenting. That's the funny part. They don't be in the comments. They be like, ooh, feel free to comment on this channel anytime you want. But they're testing it out. What I put together, same thing. I put a course together called How to Start an Investment Group. Because what's happening is some of y'all out here y'all done read Robert Kiyosaki book, and now y'all out here on the internet breaking all kind of SEC rules and laws. And I'm trying to help you, like, this is how you structure it, and this is how you work together, but this is the paperwork you need, and this is how you set it up. Like, even right now, while I've been sick, while I've been recovering from this jaw surgery, like, I've had people offer me 3 or 4 or 5 trucks. I've had companies try to come take me to lunch. I'm like, this isn't the week. Come take me next week. They'll be here next week to take me to lunch. The reason being is I have systems set in place long ago, and the systems are just playing themselves out even while I'm sick. Sales are coming in even while I'm sick. But the thing of it is you got to actually want to help people. You actually want to have a solution-based business. So even if you start a YouTube channel, you have to decide, are you trying to play by YouTube rules, or are you trying to do what's going to make you money long term? All right? Oh, yeah. No. Chris, let me make this very clear. This is not a race thing whatsoever. I'm saying it's the content, how you're doing your content. It's not a race thing at all. There are several white men going away. There's Chris Crowder. He keeps saying they're going to threaten to take him away. There's, oh God, what's his name? There's like 5 other people. Like, all the gun channels are gone now. Like, pretty much, I mean, right now, if I try to go Google a gun channel, it's going to be really hard to find it. I think all the gun channels are now officially gone off YouTube. And that was like, you're talking about guys making $1 million a year from, because really YouTube is what? It's a giant funnel, y'all. It's a giant funnel. If I come on here and I say, hey, I'm going to meet y'all in Houston, $25 at the door. We're going to do A, B, C, D, F, G, whatever. And I got, let's say if YouTube didn't hold me back and 30,000 people actually did see this channel, and 3,000 people, 10% showed up. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's some funniness with the computer. There's some funniness with the algorithm on here, but you can get around it. And the reason I keep telling y'all you can get around it, because the way to get around it is going to have to be this combination of Eventbrite, outdoor events, meeting people in person, getting off the computer, dominating SEO outside of YouTube on Google, so that it all tracks back to it. So that makes sense. TV ads, like, I'm not even joking, y'all. Right now, there's a couple people I'm trying to convince them. I'm like, we could go buy up, $20,000 worth of TV ads, and all that traffic would come back to YouTube, and it would just flood it. Like, we could flood Atlanta at 12 o'clock at night, commercials. Like, I'm trying to convince a group of people, but we'll see. I'm like, we could really do that. Like, that's how cheap internet TV is right now, and how cheap radio is, that we could probably go into one particular city, dominate the radio, dominate late night, like 11:30 to 1 o'clock in the morning, TV ads, like 80 ads over and over, and that would flood back onto YouTube. There's a lot in the works, y'all. I'm working on it. I got a lot in work, so I can't wait to share some of it with y'all. Oh, I wouldn't be. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So here's the funny thing, Chris. Again, I said it's hitting everybody, but there is a thing called Black YouTube. Everybody go, you can go Google this on your own. It's literally called Black YouTube, where they threw an event for all the Black creators, and there's some Black conservative creators who are like, we didn't get an invite, even though we have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Why didn't we get an invite? It happens. What's up, New York? Depends. People will come back to an old message they once snubbed when their circumstances change. True. Who is it that you work with in real estate in Connecticut? Hartford, Connecticut? Or you mean Charm City buyers? What are you talking about? Come to Boston? Oh, man, Lewis. You know, Boston scares me. I'm not going to lie to you. Boston scares me. Just know people make me nervous. There's 2 ladies I know in Boston. I should be able to hang. There's a chiropractor who's pretty famous. You guys seen her? She does real estate. She could probably help me co-host something in Boston. I don't think I could talk for 7 minutes straight on topic, let alone 7 hours. Will, you be surprised, man. And I mean, you'd be surprised. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Gun channels aren't gone, they're just demonetized. The Ions with Patreon survived and still put out good content. Okay, I'm gonna go Google that, AD. But I remember, no lie, y'all, there was a group that was gonna work with me, and we were gonna put out a gun channel, like a Black, Colonel Noor, which Colonel Noor is still here, but you know what I mean. You used to be able to Google 50, 100 gun channels at one time. You can't anymore. You really can't. Let me read this before I start driving. Hold on. Thank you, Nicholas Zellers, for the $1 super chat. What do you think about mobile notary and live scan as a low-cost business? I'm in Cali. Andre Hatchett comes on here. We have about 50 videos of me and Andre Hatchett talking about mobile notary. It's a good deal because a lot of times people don't want to fingerprint at the courthouse. They much rather, if you can bring them mobile fingerprinting, they love that because that whole fingerprinting thing makes them nervous. You know, YouTube's been going for years, though. I mean, everybody keeps saying, be careful, YouTube, you're censoring. A new company's going to come in your place. It's hard. Thank you, Harold. Thanks, Ericka. Channel help me bust my credit score. I just got close to on a home 2 weeks ago. Got paid to close with USDA loan I was approved for. Whoop, whoop. Now I'm working on a rental. Congratulations, Harold. Yeah, Kendra Barnes kills it on Airbnb. Y'all, I don't know how to explain it to y'all, but literally that house we were at, and I can't read them anymore, I'm driving. That house we were at in Maryland, when we did the math, sorry, my mouth is starting to hurt. When we did the math on it, they literally made $80,000. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna put up in a little bit. Let's see if I got any water in the car. Oh God, that hurts. So what ended up happening, you guys, is I had some teeth that got moved, but I also had to get some bone graft, some action here. And so it was puffy, and now I've took the steroids and antibiotics. Everything is good. I can talk, but it's still all this jaw is very scarred up on the inside. You can't see it. It looks terrible. But after 30 minutes, it's the mouth is stop. So, okay, let me see. Anyway, YouTube isn't going anywhere. It really isn't. It's not. Even if there was a competitor that was starting to be strong, YouTube's put in so many years, and it's such a model that even if another model came along, it couldn't compete for many years financially. It just couldn't. Oh, the end of Google? Okay. I'm actually, the light's changing from red to green, so we're gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna pull over here. I'm gonna finish out for 10 minutes and then I'm gonna go. Excuse me, y'all. Let's pull over here for safety. We gotta be safe, y'all. All right, what you got? Name recognition and Google money. Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, like, you can still come on Google and make a ton of money. Like, not only that, there's a whole way to make channels where you're not even showing your face. You actually hire, do all the work. It's very much automated, and at first I thought, well, who would watch that? But I've actually like sat down with people, and we like worked with the company, and I was like, holy crap. Like literally, like if you Google top 10 movies or top 10 list or all this other silly stuff, like people really be on YouTube watching that kind of stuff all day. And so you could make a lot of money off AdSense from silly stuff, really, really silly stuff. And people freaking love it. So there's ways to make money with YouTube, but right now, the course I put together, essentially I'm showing how to make 2,000, 4,000, and just go up the different levels with the money monthly, and what it'll take, and what you have to do, and like how you start hiring people and having sponsors, and just different things. I'll put it together. I'm super excited about it because I see where people are trying to go, and if they would just put a few more systems in place, they'd be in way better shape. Somebody said they just got their first truck today. Congratulations. Signing on with UPS. Congratulations, man. Listen, if you put a real true system in place, like, that's why I put the investment group together. Like, if you put a system in place, like, right now I have salespeople who call me and go, Miss Williams, we found this truck. It's your price point. It's your this, it's your that. Like, they make sure to call me and give me heads up first. And then I usually put them on hold, and then I'll see who wants to invest together. But there's like 150 people on the email list, but there's only like 35 people in the group. And what do you mean? What do I mean? If you're on the email list at any point in time, if you actually invest with the group, then you're in the group. That's the difference. That's all. You can just be on the email list. The intake form I keep sharing out there. What do I think about other? Okay, so L Graves. This is what to be really honest, I think if you're going to do what people recognize, like, let me put it this way: I ran $300,000 through a bank account. Told the banker I'm a YouTuber, and this is how my business makes money. I have consults and calls and sales and all stuff. The banker, it took him a good solid 20 minutes of me talking to him, y'all, and then he finally got it and approved for my business lines of credit. But like, he was like, so what about this? And they're like, dude, that's not how that works. I literally had a mortgage company be like, do you have invoices? I was like, invoices? This is how behind the times people are. So when you talk about different platforms, what I'm trying to get you to see is it's easier for you to start on Google and build out all these systems from the hub is the Google, but then build out all these systems, platform, and websites. Because really it's all about traffic. It's all about being searchable and traffic. If they can find your website, there's we've talked about it before on here. If they can find some type of website, banks are like, okay, whew, she's legit. I mean, I kid you not. Like, the banker looked up like 2-3 websites. Like, I was like, just Google me right now. He Googled me, and he was like, okay. And because they're still on an old system. And this is why I didn't put the course out on time like I said I would, but the alternative funding course, it's literally all these different companies I have that do all kind of type of funding, short-term loans, cash advances, different types of loans, like 8 different types of loans, because in this economy, like, banks are so slow. They're so freaking slow. They're like behind the times so bad. They're like almost dead. Like, if you come in there with a W-2 and you make $50K a year, the bank you'll walk out today with a car loan. But if you're a business owner who makes $150,000, unless you just flood them with paperwork, they start getting confused. They'd be like, how long you been in business? What are you doing? And the reason why is because so many people have been using these credit cards, juicing stuff, manufacturer spending. Like, their parents give them donations. People get inheritances. So the bank has been told, well, if you see this lump sum of money, if it's from a business, it's not long-term or it's sketchy. And that's literally how they treat you. So that's why it took me so long to put the course together, because I was like, this is all the different things I had to do. This is how I went through things. This is how you use business credit to get around, really just to get possession of stuff. But Yeah, it's been crazy. But my point is, like, remember when Periscope and all these other little platforms came up? Stick with the big dog. Beat it up. Beat up the big dog. Build a platform around it. Like, there's a guy called Bold and Determined. He started with his blog. He has ebooks. He has a service company that helps you put together blogs, and then he has a YouTube that's really just audio visual of his podcast. And so he has all these things that are satellites around the business, but not the actual business. So for me, what I tell people is make YouTube the big dog and make all these satellites. Now, why? If they ever take YouTube away from you, all your satellites are still working. You still have email list. You still have a website. You still can send Facebook traffic to what? The websites. If they take YouTube away, so what? You can still send, traffic to all the other things. And that's what I'm trying to get people to see. Oh man, yeah, those sensory channels. Like, I didn't realize that was such a thing. My mom came in and showed me like one where the lady, she's the black lady with the lobsters, and then she'd be clicking her fingers. Like, our friend Will went and he started rubbing some paper. He was by a microphone and started rubbing the paper and talking into it. Like, I thought it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And it's like, people really watch that stuff. They get millions of views. I subscribe to a channel where you don't see the guy's fate, but the content's amazing. Yeah, like literally, there's the whole Game of Thrones thing. Like, I'm a big Game of Thrones person, and I've watched like 15, 20 different channels where they're just talking about it. They're just going to different theories in the books and completely enjoyed it. There's not one face to be seen. It's where the guy just keeps using different clips, and there's a reason they keep using different clips, because if you use too many seconds of that clip, you get a copyright strike. That's why they keep changing clips. But, that's something I'll put in the course. The YouTube course don't come out to June. It don't come out to June. Right now, the only other courses I have right now is the investment course and the alternate funding. I guess tomorrow or Thursday, I had one part of it I want to check over before I let it be live. But I've just been down. Like, I literally... You would think if they give you soup and broth, you'd have energy. I've just had like no energy. I take the antibiotics, the steroids, and the stuff, and I just go sit on the couch. Like, and I thank God for staff. Thank God for the kid who's been editing videos while I've been down. Thank God for the I had some stuff pre-recorded, blogs pre-done. Because if not, we'd be in bad shape. But all this taught me is, like, you can't talk. Okay, what is the other things of your business? Is your blog still working? Is your email list still working? Like, is your this still working? Like, what are your other legs to your business? Do you have a list of conferences you recommend to attend? It depends. Like, it depends on what you're doing. Whatever you, like, if you tell me you're a real estate agent and you're a real estate agent in Virginia, I'm going to tell you to go to all the real estate related things in Virginia first. RIA groups, open houses, you name it, right? If you tell me you're a business owner and you're working with content marketing or online SEO, then I'm going to tell you to go to stuff like, I think Cameron Lee said on here, he went to what did he go to? It was out in Las Vegas. He said something, but it basically was teaching about online stuff, online marketing, SEO. Like, these things, these are the conferences I would recommend you go to and you Google and you search for. And some of you don't have a one thing that you're doing, so you're gonna have to make a hodgepodge. Like, for me, it was a combination of real estate and combination of meeting people, business related. So that's how I did Grant Cardone 10X, right? Just get that energy, that vibe, that pump, right? So then it had I'll be going to VidCon because it's related to YouTube, Vid Summit, okay, Afrotech, because it's all these investors investing in tech companies. So what else could they invest in? Real estate or trucks. They could invest in anything, right? I can invest in anything. It's a exchange of platforms, right? so I mix it up about what I attend to. Now, I'm supposed to go to BYOB, but I may just go on vacation with my family. What are the investment levels? Trav, I would recommend you go over to the intake form and fill out the intake form. It actually gives you the options there. So again, you got to get in where you fit in as far as investment groups. The reason I say that as far as super teams is a lot of people are like, well, I got $50 or $100. If you read any of my books that I've put out, I'm a big believer in the ladder income system. Now, what does that mean? Ladder income system is If you're anywhere from $5 to $3,000, you need to just be laddering your money up. That's all. Like, don't stress yourself on trying to jump into real estate or businesses. Like, just keep laddering your money, because eventually you'll look up in a year or two from now and you got like 20 grand where you just been stacking it and laddering it and monthly dividend stocks and other stuff that just keeps, paying off. Right? So that's the big thing I recommend for people. Now, when you start having like $1,000 consistently every month to $5,000 available every month, then that's when I'm like, okay, now you should look at investment groups. Honestly, because I think Black Sea Fund Group is 2,500. Tom Millie has 500 or 1,000. But for the trucking, I've done 5,000 and 10,000. Now for the real estate, I think we open it up a little bit to like 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000. We might do a little bit lower, but only for people already in the group, because I don't think you're in a financial position to invest. Just being honest, like, I think you should be just laddering your income up until you have a lump sum, right? A lot of people, when I was working at Papa John's, what they would do this years ago, what they would do is they would just be, stacking money a little bit every month at a time. And then all of a sudden, a year later, they had enough money for the down payment for the house. And we got to get back to that, right? There was somebody who reached out to me and was like, hey, I want to take $80,000 off my credit cards and invest with you. And I was like, girl, bye. That's crazy. Now, not because people don't do it. People do that. But it's the interest rate. She's fighting interest rates to that point, because if your interest rate is 0 and you're going to use your credit card, oh gosh, you're going to use your credit card to take that money off of, you're going to have to, within a year before the interest rates changed to like 29% or 15%, you got to get out of that deal. So you would be best for a hard money loan, work with a hard money loan lender company, or a flip, right? And that's if everything goes right on the flip and you don't get stuck in the flip. It doesn't no mismatch, no numbers go wrong. So again, you got to see where they're getting the money from. You got to talk to people, because that's risky. That's risky, right? So even if she came to me, even if somebody came to me and said, Ericka, I got 80K on a credit card and I want to put it in a truck, I'd be like, well, honestly, every bit of money that truck makes this year, you need to be going to at least pay half your credit card off. You're not even going to be living off that money. That money's going to be paying the truck, paying that credit card off that you used to get that truck with. Or using the truck money to get another truck. So then now you got 2 trucks going, or, you know what I mean? Like, it just, the math don't make sense. So it's risky. Like, I'm big on don't get out there unless you straight. YouTuber Chrissy doesn't show her face either. Yeah. Thanks for the videos and perspective. Get well soon. Yeah, this jaw is hurting. 2,211. Thank you so much, y'all. When you say invest in a truck, is the truck that you already have, or owning your own individual truck? Guy, so for our investment group, usually what we do is we want a cash deal on the truck. So trucks are usually around 40 grand. The trucks we invest in. Now, can you get trucks for cheaper? Yeah, but you're going to be having problems all year long. The trucks you're usually investing in are like 40 grand to 50 grand. And so we put a group of investors together, and then so now the truck is debt free. So everything that truck makes is just sits in the bank, and then profits minus expenses cut the check to the investors quarterly. It's a very simple process, but there's so many different rules when it comes to investment clubs. That's why I put together that course, so you can be compliant with SEC. Now you say, well, Ericka, I don't want to pay for your course. Cool, don't pay for my course. Go watch American Greed for about 2 days, and then that'll show you enough to scare you, and then you might come back and want to buy. Because people get out there and they do stuff that is federally illegal. It's very illegal. You can't do it. Oh, you're talking about Twitch is the gaming platform? I mean, I know what Twitch is, but what I'm saying is, I'm trying to say it this way. Gaming is a niche. It's a niche for men. If you're a girl, yes, you could get into that. I mean, you could do that. But again, it's like, these are just niches. A Twitch does not compare with YouTube. It just can't. It just can never do that. Like, there's people every day of every hour, every second uploading videos to YouTube. All across the world. So. Nicholas Zeblers, thank you for the dollar super chat. Do you know any investors who might be interested in investing in California cannabis market? I have a location and a business plan and a financial pro forma. What I would say for you is figure out your numbers. You need to go to the June 12th through the 14th New Orleans MJ Business Conference. That's all you need to be doing this year. You need to go to every marijuana related conference, meet people, have on like just a button-up shirt and slacks, and go, yeah, here I'm going to be opening a shop. And then if they ask you more information, then you go, well, yeah, well, I'm looking for investors, blah, blah, blah. But you have to be careful even when you say that, because the government would be like, are you looking for accredited investors, Nicholas? You got to be careful. So you got to have your numbers, and you got to, like, but that's what you would, if I were you, that's what I would be doing all year long. I'd be going to every cannabis related thing. I would meet with as many people there, because when I was going to the Las Vegas one, all the people that were going there were investors. They had a whole day worth of seminars where it taught you, depending on who you were, what you were. They had like a minority seminar, a woman seminar, how to be careful, how to invest in these companies. That's all the seminars were. This weekend in Las Vegas right now, there is a Opportunity Zone investors. It's Opportunity Zone conference. There are all kind of people there, all kind of investors, all kind of real estate, all kind of stuff, telling you how you can work with them, because the law don't play. So that's the thing I'm trying to get y'all to see. What's up, Mr. Shelley? I know, right? How much are you going to know with Hood Estate? You know, New Orleans with Hood Estates? You know, you mean New Orleans with Hood Estates for which event? Oh dear, I hate constant editing of YouTube videos. It makes me feel like I'm about to catch ADD. Well, that's the thing. You can hire somebody to do that. That's actually a job. And what you guys don't understand is all these people that you see in Austin and all these cities that are working from home, that's what they do. A lot of people are editing stuff from home. They're working on these massive computers from their home. They edit, you know, a lot of these guys, I'm trying to be careful and be nice, but a lot of the guys I talk to on the phone to interview for the editing job, all they want to do is make enough money so that they don't have to leave their house if they want to. They can get food delivered, they can play video games, and they can travel some. So, see, they try some black seed oil. Yeah, I actually take a spoonful of black seed oil, but this is actually just a bone graft that's actually put back here. So it's a little bit more than that, but it's a little. But I get what you're saying. Thank you for that. I do have black seed oil at the house. Businesses are leaving California in droves because of business taxes. Yeah, it's true. Unique homes. How do I feel about drop shipping? So here's the thing. What cracks me up about the drop shipping is there's so many levels to this, you guys, that I'm not trying to act like you guys don't know things, but if you go Google, there's an article talking about Amazon's already in 22 states. And there's Chinese manufacturers in 22 states. So if Amazon can get something to you in a day, and many of these Chinese warehouses, because I'm in Texas, and trust me, I know where these Chinese warehouses are, near Arlington, near Houston, and also Tyler, Texas. If they can get it to you in a day, why would you go through drop shipping that's going to take 2 weeks to give somebody their product, when people are now starting to realize they can get it in a day, they can get it in 2 days, they can get it in 3 days. So my thing is, a lot of people are telling you to do an online business that they're not even doing anymore. Like, I've already been proposed to by 3 different guys on how to buy. Be careful. So there's like, you know how these people are like, I made $1 million this year, but really they made 10%. They made $100,000 off of their like Amazon FBA business, because they're drop shipping when you're not supposed to be drop shipping, and then their account gets shut down, and they just do a bunch of getting their account shut down. That's a lot going on right now too, and people are dropping 15, 20 grand just so they can say they own this company that made $1 million, so that they can get all these credit cards and they get all these business loans. That's the secret. That's the behind the scenes secret that, you know, people aren't really telling you in these drop shipping videos. They haven't been talking about. Thank you, April George. Yeah, cannabis is getting ridiculous. American greed is scary. It is. You see, listen, okay. I don't judge by top streamers. I really don't. Here's why. People love going, Ericka, you can make millions of dollars. Yeah, there are a ton of people who make mad money on YouTube, but they have teams behind them that they pay. Y'all, this isn't like just one dude playing a video game. Like, I actually go to conferences, I actually go to these business events, and I actually meet these people. Like, there are some people with channels that aren't that big. They got like 300,000 subscribers. They got great views. They got a staff of 8 people. So you're like, man, you're getting $30,000 a month in YouTube AdSense. You're killing it. And he's like, all that goes to my staff. Like, almost all of it goes to my staff. Like, I really make this. Or that's why you see certain people are selling supplements, or you see certain people are selling t-shirts, you see them selling merch. They have to. Like, their numbers are crazy. They have to. That's why when they had the whole ad apocalypse, people were losing their damn minds, because they literally are on the margins. If anything changes, if YouTube changes something, now they got to pay people out of pocket. Oh yeah, donations are crazy. Yeah, donations are always crazy. Thank you so. I know. I'm gonna go rest in a minute here. What's up, Jamar? Oh, crayon case with Super. Yeah, prime example. She made $1 million, and she's doing it to such a look at how many events she goes to, and meets people in person, and meets affiliates in person, and how many people run around. You know what I'm saying? Like, just look at her whole website. Look at her whole way she does things. Again, she's doing quite well. And look how much staff she has. Hey, Nancy Nurse. She says she's new to the channel. Welcome to the channel. The channel has several parts. We talk about real estate. We talk about investing. Today, we've just been cutting up about poor Ayesha, and just kind of catching up on people because I haven't been live for a while. There's always a multiple time. Yeah. Amazon, I believe, next year will pull their shipping from the post office and ship their own stuff. Apple Mac, I would not be surprised. My post office, you guys have been amazing. You guys have sent me so much stuff. It's amazing. I thank all of you for every letter, everything, every card. They've lost like at least 20 packages. I've come in there sometime. They're like, oh, we found this package by this back door. We were about to ship it back out. And the package had more damage on it than I've ever seen in my life. So I always tell people, if you want to send something to the channel and it's valuable or something like that, you need to put tracking on it, because they will lose your stuff. They will lose your stuff. Stop. John Davis said any extra perker set I can get from you get better soon. They did not give me any of that. And so here's the funny thing. I barely take any Advil, any Tylenol, anything. And they know that. So they gave me like baby level pain pills. And they're laughing because they like, you know, when I went to the doctor, they gave me laughing gas. And I was like passing out before they're like, we haven't even gave you the drug yet. They're like, holy crap. And so then they're like, it's okay, come on. And then I'm like, I was gone. Like, same thing happened when I had my other surgery almost 2 years ago. The staff there were like, we're going to give her this, right? Which was just basically a super strong next level Tylenol. And I was passed out for 3 hours. And when I woke up, they were like, oh, honey, you must not take anything, because this is like barely a pain pill. And I was like, oh, it is? And they were like, you know, and because honestly, let's be honest, some of it is too, the hospitals are practicing where we can't give people real hard drugs because they'll get addicted. And I'm like, that's fine with me, because I don't really want to take it. I thought the other day I could be all hardcore Ericka Badu on my nature tip and try to not take my pain pill the other day. And I was like, oh, like about noon, I was like, my face, help. But yeah, like there's some medicine you just need. You've been cut with a knife. You need it. So Amazon accounts for over 10% of the post office revenue right now. Apple Mac, you know, the crazy thing is too, the post office, I've seen photos of some post offices. I don't know if anybody knows anybody out of Charlotte, North Carolina in here in the chat section, but for real, like, I have people who work inside their post office, and they walked around with a camera and showed me. It was a horror show. Like, stuff was 3 weeks behind. And like, you think Amazon gonna put up with that? Nah, they ain't putting up with that. That can't happen in every major city in the United States. That's not okay. That's definitely a next step for them. Thank you, Jabbar, for the $1 super chat. Just like they bought Whole Foods. Thank you. How do I give donations to the channel? I've learned a lot. At Queenly, you just hit the super chat button. It's a little $sign, usually on your left or your right. I don't know. You guys tell me what it is on your phone. Amazon for about 2 years now has been testing with private mailboxes where people can pick up their packages. Yeah, I've noticed that here in Austin we have a lot of those. I don't trust those. And you know, there's a degree of people don't want to even leave their house. That's the crazy part. People want to just bring it to my house. So, but I'm gonna get out of here. It's been an hour. I'm glad I caught up with you guys. It's super chats on the right, she said, and you know, I just wanted to come on here. I didn't forget about you guys. I've just been resting. I'm gonna rest some more when I get home. But you guys, it's a wild west out here. You got to get busy focusing on your own plate. It's the best thing I can tell you. Like right now is a time, if you want to level up like crazy, it's the time to do so for sure. If you want to invest in real estate, now's a great time. So, but I'll do a whole video talking about what conferences you should go to. But I really think like this year, I'm advocating for everybody I know. If you want to meet people, this is the year. If you want to get out of your house and meet people, because I think even people realize there's only so much you can do on the internet, like without meeting someone physically in person. Again, meet people in person. It's a life changer. So, thank you, Derek White. Thank you. Good video. Thank you so much, everybody. So look, this is your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. Listen, for those of you going to the Mastermind VIP, you will see me there. I'm excited. June, May 17th, May 18th and 19th. They've already got the catering and the food. They got me some soft food for me when I get there. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I think it might be my first mimosa, my first drink since having surgery. And then for those who want to join the Facebook group, and the Facebook group is hot. Y'all are killing it. In the Facebook group, for the record, if you want to post deals, give us some good deals and be quick to respond on our questions inside the deals, because they got some good deals in there. But Facebook group, y'all are on it. Y'all be connecting, buying stuff together. Congratulations. Again, Facebook group, the links are in the description if you want to get into the private Facebook group. It's $10 a month. I ain't gonna front. The reason we do that is just to keep it serious and small. The max I ever want to see that Facebook group is maybe 2,000 people, because it just gets it's a lot of conversation there. Y'all lit already. Then finish reading your book, need some guidance. I still do consulting. I haven't booked any calls for this past week. I'm really trying to save the talking. We talked to some people last week and it was way too much for me. I was exhausted. Yep, and I'm excited. Apple Mac AM1. I'm coming to Oakland for sure. So I got to figure out who we can partner with. Maybe 2 or 3 people. Let's do a meetup in Oakland. But I'm waiting on. I'll talk to Charles Ogilvie later tonight. We got to figure out the schedule for LA. We'll do a LA meetup. I'm excited to meet y'all. Y'all don't understand. Like, this is the year, y'all. Let's get it. So, you guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Look forward to y'all. I'll put some more content out. I got some more pre-recorded video just sitting. It's going to come out sometime this week and the weekend and all that. So,